The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
A man, is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man, a man, man, man. Now you're a man, a mounty, mounty, man, a man, man, man. You are now a man, you're a man. Now you're moral. Live it, live it. What makes a man? Is it the woman in his arms? Just 'cause she has big titties? Or is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the titties. Now you're a male. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh. Now you're a male. Male, 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 male. Now you're a male. M-A-N, man, 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 man. Now you're a moron.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the best night of the week. It's Friday. It's time for the Pop Culture Corner. I'm your host, the Appalachian American. With me, as always, is my buddy, Tommy Gunn.
Welcome. It is Friday night. I hope y'all are in for a good show.
Man, Tommy, how you been, man? You been doing all right?
I am starving.
Starving? You
Yeah.
looking good. That's some fly hair you got there.
I am no carbs right now, so never knew bread filled me up.
Man, what in the world? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
What in the world is that? Would you look at that? It is Superfan Adam Shawhan.
Bam, baby. Bam. All the way from a nice cold state. Hanging out here in the men's room. Poor Tommy's not going to last long because we know how much he loves Mountain Dew. It's not going to last long. Here, poor man missed out on his son's birthday cake. That is showing you he is suffering. And you know, I sent those lovely pictures of that burger, which we can show on air later on, the man room burger, if you will, which was a quarter pound of beef with some Italian beef, with some smoked pork and some Swiss and some American with some pickles, some garlic pickles on a nice brioche bun. Yeah, no bun for Tommy, though.
No bun for Tommy.
No bun for Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? I've been doing they get these things at Walmart. It's a big package of lettuce. And what it is, it's called lettuce boats. And it's romaine lettuce leaves, and they're like about the size of your palm. And what I'll do is I'll skim some mayonnaise on it, maybe a little bit of mustard, throw me some turkey, you know, whatever meat, sandwich meat I'd like to put on there, a little bit of cheese, and then get another one and make me a sandwich.
Make you a lettuce sandwich.
It's
with some
pretty
beef.
good. It's pretty good. Low carb
Oh,
and
yeah.
pretty good.
Well, I didn't have no bacon, but I had smoked pork chop. So, I just took and I cut that sumbitch, nice and smooth and got it so it was thin. And yeah, it worked. It worked really good for not having bacon.
Yeah, I like me some bacon and some pork
Yeah.
chops. I never get to have pork chops. My wife
Well,
don't like them.
Well, I did find out if you order a 6-inch sub at Sheetz and don't ask for bread, they just put it in a salad container and so you have a salad.
Yeah, pretty much.
For $2.50 and it's got turkey and ham in it, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And shredded cheese. So basically it's a cheap salad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I get kind of tired of salads, though. I like to have me a wrap or something.
Well,
Get low carb wrap or something like that,
I still have McDonald's, but I will not eat the bread.
Ugh. That's
it's
the
just-
worst.
It's just the meat patty, and that's it.
Yeah,
Or,
but
I get the fish and just no patties.
well, it's
Yeah,
still
but the
breaded,
fish is
ain't it?
breaded, so it's still got.
It's still
Man, hey,
but
but
it's
like,
not.
check it out. Check it out. You can go to Walmart and get you a sleeve of frozen hamburgers.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for something to do for lunch, go get you a sleeve of frozen burgers for I don't know, $5-10. And there you can have 2 burgers a day.
Yeah.
Still better than McDonald's burgers.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
actually
well,
Angus beef.
I don't know. For the past 3 nights, my wife got me some steaks, and I've just been cooking steaks nonstop.
Be careful of that red meat, though.
Yeah, I know.
Tommy's gonna die of a heart attack because he's gonna fucking eat all this red meat.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
bread.
you need to eat some chicken.
I can eat chicken. Everybody's like, well, you need to try fish. I was like, I'm just not a fish person. If I force myself to eat fish, this diet will drop soon.
Bro, fillet of fish isn't fish.
Yeah.
I hate
Well,
to
hey,
break it to
what do you like? What fish do you like?
I have tuna. Have
tuna?
Yeah.
What about salmon?
That's what she got last night. She just got me a steak because I don't. She even put lemons on it and everything, and I
Shit's
don't.
nasty, dude. I don't like salmon. Ugh.
Oh, dude, I love salmon.
That is some fishy ass fish.
Throw a little oregano, some thyme, some rosemary on that thing. Wrap it up in the foil and throw it on the grill with a lemon wedge. Oh gosh,
I don't
dude,
know if
so
it's
good.
just because I didn't acquire the taste. We didn't grow up eating fish at all. Unless it was a McDonald's fish sandwich or fish sticks, that was it.
Yeah. What is up, old man? How you doing, buddy? Trucker dad.
Why is it almost every time I come in, Tommy's talking about food?
Well, we're talking about Tommy's being a little low carb. He's being a good boy.
I'm being more of a carnivore diet.
Oh, good.
A carnival diet?
Yeah,
just mainly meat.
Goes to the carnival, get some
deep fried steak, deep fried hot dogs, deep fried. You got your haircut too.
Do you like vegetables of any kind, Tommy?
No. Well, I like corn, but it's not good for you.
It's not.
What about
Eat it
carrots
today,
and
tomorrow.
potatoes and stuff like that?
Oh,
I love
really
potatoes,
bad for you.
but not with carbs.
Oh, that's true. Well, see, I was reading something called the Viking diet, and it's a lot of root vegetables.
Yeah. We see
Tommy can't drink beer. He's on a no carb diet.
diet.
Can't drink Mountain Dew.
I know. Which actually I have cut back on Mountain Dew. The soda's not what's killing me. It's walking past seeing bread is killing me.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back in a week or two, and he's gonna be sitting there with a loaf of bread and butter and just be fucking.
Well,
Yeah.
my favorite thing is pizza. That's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I didn't really try to go carb free. What I did was just limit, because there's certain things that you just can't get away from. It's really hard to eat breakfast on the road, on a plate.
Yeah.
So I went to a low carb wrap I mean, I know it's still got carbs in it, but it's lower than what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Because the wrap makes it easier to be on the road. Because I eat on my way to work. So
Yeah.
And then, like I said, for lunch I use the lettuce leaves and make a sandwich. And then at dinner time, it's usually something, you know. Ooh, you like Big Macs, huh?
Yep.
Dude, we had a bomb dinner tonight. It's called a Big Mac salad.
You've had that before, ain't you?
Dude, that thing is amazing. Mr. Peabody said your beard holds all the carbs.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, you cut up your salad, you cut up some onion, some pickle, and cheese.
Special sauce, hold the.
Yeah, you make.
Why not like some Thousand Island dressing?
Yeah, well, there's a recipe out there to make them mac sauce, and then you can use like low calorie stuff.
I'm singing the wrong song. I'm sorry, Seth. I'm sorry, Seth's mom. I'm singing the Burger King song.
What?
Special orders don't upset us. I don't know.
Two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce,
yeah, that's
cheese,
that's
pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Yeah, that's the one I was.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But yeah, it just makes it like it's everything from a Big Mac on a salad. You get your hamburger, but it's so good, dude. I was like, man, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna feel this or not. And my wife made it, and it turned out really good.
I'm not a Big Mac fan at all. I thought those were fucking disgusting.
Now, what do you find disgusting about it?
Just the whole thing. It was just gross.
Am I muted again?
Like I'm a quarter pounder kind of guy more than like a Big Mac.
Is it working?
Yeah, we hear you, late. We're all talking.
Well, then okay.
What do you need?
No, something's not right. Well, keep talking, keep going. Just ignore me. Something's not right.
How is it not right?
I mean, you were late. It's okay. You're on time for you. But yeah, no, I just wasn't a big fan of the Big Mac, dude. Is
it the sauce?
No, even without no. I don't like McDonald's to begin with, but I was always more a quarter pounder guy.
I don't understand what's the difference.
If I went for a burger, I'd get a quarter pounder with cheese.
Is it just the too much beef? Is it too much
quarter
beef
pounder is bigger than a Big Mac.
Is it?
Yeah. Big Mac's got them tiny ass regular hamburgers on it, and then you'd have the lettuce and the double buns and all that shit. It just never was.
I wonder, is that how much meat is on a Big Mac?
Now, Adam, did y'all ever have a restaurant called Fuddruckers?
No.
We used to have it in Salem, and they had some massive hamburgers, but it was actually really good food. I don't understand why they shut down.
We never had that. Just like your chicken place, we didn't have either.
Yeah, Bojangles,
yeah. But yeah. No, I always liked the quarter pounders with cheese more. I never was a big McDonald's guy though, you know.
I would rather eat other things than McDonald's.
Yeah. The only, I guess, I get tired. We have Hardee's next to our work, and so like I like Hardee's, but when you work right beside it, and that's the main place everybody goes, it kind of starts to suck.
I could see that.
I see. We had Hardee's way back in the day at the mall, so you'd get that on occasion. And even though we've got a brand new one they built within the last couple of years, I got their breakfast once and just wasn't that impressed. And it was just like, I was a Rally's or a Checkers guy because those are the same restaurants.
Well, now we had Rally's, but it wasn't open for breakfast.
Yeah, no, they didn't have breakfast. No, but like the big Bufords and stuff, like I would go to like that was like when you had your choice of McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. Like I'd go to Rally's. I was a Rally's guy.
Now I will say Wendy's has an amazing breakfast.
Oh yeah.
See, these restaurants didn't have breakfast when I was going to them. So I mean, Burger King had breakfast and McDonald's had breakfast, but none of the other places.
Right.
Taco Bell breakfast now.
Hardee's. I like Hardee's breakfast. Their chicken biscuit's pretty good, and of course Bojangles, which you don't know. Dude, I'm telling you, the next time you come back, we'll go Bojangles for breakfast. That is their prime. For me, Bojangles is prime for breakfast. It's not.
But see, you eat breakfast at a different time than I eat breakfast. I'm that guy that eats breakfast at like noon, 1 o'clock.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, my favorite was Shoney's breakfast.
It was all right. I heard too many horror stories. I'm sure Shoney's in general was good, but the Shoney's that we live near, just too many horror stories.
My wife used to work there.
I like Big Boy's breakfast. They'd have the buffet bar and shit. You'd go at like 3 a.m. and get breakfast.
Dude, Tommy, I'm telling you, man, your camera's super clear.
But we went.
I'm jealous, dude, because like my camera sucks compared to yours. Again,
I don't know about that. I just got a light in my head now.
Yeah, but you look like high def.
No, he just showered.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that might be it.
But so so we went Saturday because it's my last day before the diet started. We went to Golden Corral. Worst mistake ever.
Let me guess, you ate in like a gut load.
So you puked.
I mean,
and ate more.
They didn't have steak. They had ham. No, they had steak. Did they have steak? Well, they didn't when I went up there.
They hid it from you, Tommy.
But we didn't get into like a fight like other. Y'all heard about that, didn't y'all?
Yeah, dude. Yes, but I didn't see it.
But the food is terrible now. I don't know if because they're going really cheap on the ingredients. But when I went, it was like, I hate myself for eating that.
Yeah, they have one here now, but I've never gone to it. I don't do hog troughs, man. I just don't. I'm not down with the hog trough.
We went to Golden. I think no, it wasn't the last time I went to Golden Corral. It was a couple years ago. I went to Golden Corral. Me and Jesse Hibbets went there and ate a gutload of food, but we ended up going like dipping a whole bunch of junk in the chocolate fountain.
Well, that's the whole point, right? Like, did you put your willy in it?
No, but like we used
teabag your balls.
I dipped some Brussels sprouts in it.
Oh,
I dipped some broccoli in it.
They used to have the cheese fountain, and they got rid of it real quick.
Oh, I didn't know about the cheese fountain. I'd have been all up over that cheese fountain.
Oh yeah.
God, these dudes are just throwing stuff like chandeliers going all over the place, the table and chairs. Goodness.
What's up, Jazz?
Hey, what's up, Digital? Hey, let's see this right quick.
Yeah, I heard about that story. I died laughing when I heard about that shit. I was like,
my Lord, these people.
It wasn't like a T-bone choice cut steak.
America's #1 buffet, the Golden Corral. But Friday night, it's like America's #1 free-for-all. More than 36 people were throwing fists and even throwing some.
I skipped a little bit.
Action News spoke with one of the people at the center of this melee
Jiminy Cricket
inside the Golden Corral in Bensalem this past Friday afternoon. Alexis Rios says,
all right, man, I don't care about all that. I wanted to see a good fight. I didn't want to see
they're not going to show the fight. But I heard about that and instantly thought that Tommy was there and got mad.
No. But so
they don't have what I want.
They have Slurpee machines there now, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get me a Slurpee. It's been so long since I had one. They had these tiny little Dixie cups, like the ones you keep in your bathroom. That's what you put the Slurpee in.
Sounds
just
about right.
For a taste.
Man, if you're going to get a Slurpee, dude, why didn't you go to 7-Eleven?
I don't
Dude,
really
after I was sick, like I wanted a Slurpee, and you know what? I went to 7-Eleven, and I got my Slurpee.
7-Eleven is like the king of Slurpees.
They may be the king of Slurpees, but I don't like going to 7-Eleven.
You're racist. Shame on you. You don't like numbers. Is it because you're dyslexic and you think it's 11-7?
Yeah. I get there at the wrong time all the time.
No, Tommy, what's really bad though is when you go in and like you want a Slurpee and like you want that one, like they'll have the Coke, the cherry Coke, and then the different ones and stuff. And then the damn red light's on, so it's not ready. And like you've been waiting for a damn, and it's like, you sons of bitches. But I've got like 4 within a quarter mile, so I just drive to another one.
Well, see, ours, they were all dying out, like they were closing down, and then all of a sudden it's like, pow, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Somebody bought them.
I liked it when I was younger, and they used to do like, you'd get the Slurpee cup with like a Marvel character on it, like the Hulk, or you'd get like a wrestler character.
Oh, yeah, they had all kinds of different promotions back in the day, yeah, with the cups.
Didn't they have like Pongs or something they called it that was at the bottom of the cup? Was that them?
I don't know, buddy.
You know what I'm talking about there, don't you? It's like these little cardboard things with a character on it, and it was very popular to collect.
Huh.
What about you, Lake? Do you remember?
I was trying to figure out if I was causing your echo.
Huh.
No, they started doing that long after I didn't care.
We don't have an echo. It might just be your end.
But I mean, I don't know when the last time I even went into a 7-Eleven.
But do you remember Pongs? They're the little cardboard pieces.
Huh?
The little cardboard pieces that would be underneath the cup that you collect.
Yeah. No, we just had paper cups. My day, you had a paper cup and maybe a straw, and then eventually they put a plastic dome over it. But and the Slurpee machines showed up at different places too. So yeah, what it was picking up before was my internal microphone on the computer. That's why you could hear me, but it was the wrong audio. But I remember when they came in 2 flavors, but I'm sure, there's probably some kind of tie-in with a movie or whatever.
Are you gonna tell us what flavors they are?
It was cola and cherry.
Cola and cherry. Yep.
You were like they came with 2 flavors.
Used to have them at the Kmart, man.
Well, that was what it was. Now they may have had something in the 70s. I mean, we did have the Hulk TV show, Incredible Hulk. I didn't realize they made some movies in the 80s too. I probably watched them, forgot, but digital pollution. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see you in the morning. Coffee and gaming.
But
here, Jezzer.
Yeah, I had to restart my Firefox like 3 times to get it to pick it up right. But yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. The things on the bottom. I mean, I kind of sort of remember lids that were different. Maybe I'm just conflating a couple different things, but no. But and then we figured out somewhere. My mom had a lot of Tupperware stuff in the 70s, but she had this thing that would make popsicles. And then my brother and I figured out we could pour soda or whatever in a cup and put in the freezer. And then we'd let it sit out on the counter for a little bit. And then you just kind of take a spoon and smash it up and you got your own Slurpee.
Oh, there you go.
So, but no, having issues with, I don't know. I've been putting my computer through its paces. Things are starting to fail on this 12-year-old machine.
Oh. Probably fucking Firefox.
Yeah. Well, Firefox, is I have a lot of my bookmarks and stuff in it, but I don't know what happened to this. I'm old. Excuse me. I'm old enough to remember when Firefox was a fast browser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're using it because I didn't even put Firefox on mine. I just went straight with Google.
Well, I use Chrome from time to time, not very often because I don't like them tracking me, but I use Brave and Vivaldi more. And on my Linux desktop, I use Brave and Vivaldi almost exclusively. I have Firefox on there. I use it on occasion. I've got Chromium, I think. For a long time. I just
love that excuse. I don't like them tracking you, but you've got a cell phone, a Facebook, a Twitter. They know where you're at, and you use a debit card. You might as well hang it up. They know where you are. They don't care.
Oh, I know, but at least I like to pretend. But at least I took Twitter and Facebook and all that junk off my cell phone. So, I mean, several years ago, I was spending too much time on it.
That's why she said, "You get rid of that or else." No,
No.
I don't barely use the Twitter. I can't stand that shit.
I'm on it right
Facebook's
now.
okay.
So there's a hashtag right now. Adam, you probably will be the most apt to say this. I'm gonna put it in a private chat. This is the hashtag trending right now.
Yeah.
Oh
9 million.
man,
They stole.
that's not too bad. I mean, at least it wasn't Jason Mewes with "Let Them Fuck," but I mean, hashtag go fuck me. All right.
Yeah, that's trending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
everybody's been.
Do you know why?
Do
you know why?
Yeah.
The $9 million that they stole from the truckers.
Yeah.
And gave to other charities.
They gave it away?
Yeah.
They didn't even do a refund?
I hope there's unbelievable. I want to see their CEO in jail. I want to see him perp walked in.
That's theft.
Yep.
So now what happened?
They claimed that the truckers, this thing for the truckers, and it was no longer a protest, it was occupation, and it was against their community standards, and they took the money from a certain date.
Oh, gotcha. You said, yeah. The GoFundMe.
Shout out to Arcadia
9
Ball.
million.
GoFundMe is listened to the trucker convoy protesting the deprivation of human rights in Canada. They have talked with Canada, and they decided to side with the government oppressing human rights.
Well,
Amazing. Hashtag F me. Hates you. They hate freedom.
I don't know why GoFundMe has done crap like this for several years. I don't know why anyone uses them at all. I don't know why they're not out of business.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
dude.
they were talking about the truckers are going to do like a Bitcoin thing now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's been true for many years, man. If you want to make a donation to anybody, mail them a check.
Yep.
Don't go through. It's like if you want to support a political candidate, don't send money to the party, whatever party they're affiliated with. I don't care which one it is. It ain't ever going to make it to them. Go to their headquarters, mail them a check, go to the headquarters, hand them cash.
I mean, regardless, this shit's going to go in their pockets anyway, one way or another. But
if you want it to a particular thing, send it to that particular thing. Don't send it to anything that's in between because it won't get there.
Feed the children in Africa. That money don't go there. It goes to feed Sally Struther's fat ass.
She was still alive.
Simply put, though, the whole thing, we talked about the trucker thing last week, and like I said, watch, this shit's not going to pan out the way everybody keeps thinking it's going to. And look, Trudeau already talked about sending the troops on their asses.
Yep.
And again, it's Canada. They don't have the same rights as we do.
Yeah. Well, so it
doesn't surprise me. It is sad that happened, but then again, what did you think was going to happen? You really thought that money was going to go to them?
I will like to say at least it's given awareness to the people that are oblivious to this.
But it's the path of the boa constrictor, and there's only one way to get the boa constrictor off of you, and no one wants to do it because if you say it, they'll Jan 6 you like nobody's business. The Scandinavian countries have announced they're not doing the lock. They're done. It's all scam. It's all smoke scam. They haven't the same government's in power. Sweden, you can't even talk about. You can't criticize the government in print or in media. That's been outlawed years ago. And so you've got them, and then you have France is kind of in between, and you got Germany and Austria that said, "Hey, we're going to start going door to door and stabbing people." So, yeah, there's only one way out of this, and no one wants to admit it.
Negan,
not through protest.
Yeah,
Negan is the answer. I've said it for a long time.
Tea Party.
Look, we had all this in America. Same thing. Look, we have.
There's no had. This is exactly what's happening.
Yep.
They can force onto this whatever they want. They'll put the passport stuff. They'll just install it. You won't even know it's there. And then you go.
Well, it's already installed. You just don't know it. They do shit like that all the time. It's like all these people that freak out about it. It's like, I wouldn't worry about it. You own a phone. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. They have all access to everything you do and anything you've done. You have a credit card, a debit card, and you use it. Are you paying with cash only? Because they can still track that shit too. It's when it comes to worrying about Big Brother, you might as well worry about whether or not whatever you eat's going to give you the shits. That would be a better thing to worry about.
That's been my week.
Yep. So, well, you know, that's what happens when you drink Metamucil and prunes. I don't know. But yeah, man, but it's just, at what point do you know, as Tommy said, yeah, it's cool that they're doing it and the word's out there, but it's not doing any good. We know that the Amazon stuff got hit, but what happened with it? We know that the election was fucked. What happened? It's been 2 years. Nothing has changed. We have facts on COVID, but yet it's blackmailed and you're still supposed to believe the narrative that they're pushing, and that's the only narrative is the one that they're pushing.
Well,
even if you can outdo it with facts.
Did you hear about the Johns Hopkins study that came out this week? It's getting no real press. And and so the alt media is all going, oh, look at this, look at this. I'm like, okay, that's nice. But in 2006, there was a study almost identical. It's still on the psu.edu website. And if anyone's interested, I'll put it in the private chat and Seth can share it. This has been known. They knew all of this wasn't going to work. So the fact that Johns Hopkins 2 years down the road has come out with this study, it's like, dude, this has already been confirmed. What is it, 16 years ago? This was known. They knew, and it was done all on purpose. If you can't stop with if you can't get past the point that was all on purpose to do the destruction that we are seeing and do all the mental health problems we are seeing and to kill people in various ways, then yeah, you're never going to understand. But it's nice that a newer study confirmed what was already known, but that was a multinational, multidiscipline study. And basically it said to do what we've done always. If you're sick and expressing symptoms, you can isolate. You're most vulnerable. You can try and isolate, but you still have to have interactions. Masks don't work. Hand washing, hygiene, ventilation, especially indoors, better ventilation. That's how you combat it.
There's speaking. All right, so since we're on the GoFundMe topic, there's a new platform for crowdfunding for the truckers.
Mm-hmm.
It's an organization called Give Send Go.
Yep. I saw that on Dave Rubin today.
#1 free Christian crowdfunding platform. Raise money for anything that shares hope in the world.
Yeah, they just apparently changed their credit card processor too. So because they were getting something else, they were getting grief from their credit card company. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, that to Adam's point, yeah. All they got to do is go the wrong person, point and click somewhere, and all your bank accounts disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poof.
That's why
I don't know who you are.
Is nowhere.
You. Yeah. That's why I've never heard. Well, that's what gives them full control.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get me a drink. I'll be right back.
Go get you a drink.
Go get that Mountain Dew.
No, it's ice water.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
I'm drinking ice water with lemon. Now, Leip, I got a question for you. Does lemon actually help?
Yes.
What? It depends what you mean by
weight
help.
loss.
Weight loss. Or is it just flavor?
All right. Go get your drink, and I'll give you your answer, and you get back.
All right.
Yes, Tommy, you should eat nothing but lemons, and then you'll end up losing weight.
Your teeth will fall. Oh, you'll destroy the enamel on your teeth, but yeah, you'll lose weight.
Well, shit, his is gone from all the Mountain Dew he's drank.
Yeah, this is Voodoo Ranger, by the way. This is not Bud Light. Or
I didn't like it.
Bud Light wouldn't be that dark anyway. This one is okay. I had the hazy, juicy hazy IPA. I like those better. But do you know why it's called Voodoo Ranger, by the way?
No.
So several years ago, like 10 maybe longer, an early beer of New Belgium was a Ranger IPA, and they discontinued it. People wanted to bring it back, so they raised it from the dead, and they created this Voodoo Ranger thinking, oh, this will be a one-time thing, and now it's just taken off. It's got its own mascot and everything. Along those lines, I learned a few days ago, unfortunately, that Rivertown Brewing in Cincinnati, Ohio, is closing its doors for good.
Oh, I'm back.
They were like the fourth craft brewer. I know Jason Roper personally. I also know his wife. I think they're still married. Now I'm going to blank on her name because I just mentioned it. All right. Here's what I know, Tommy. That's why I ask what you mean by help. What lemon can do, or any of these little fruits in your water, is help. In particular, when you're used to drinking stuff,
Yeah.
okay, with flavor. Because I used to do the same thing in my water, and I occasionally do. I used to do some flavored, sugar-free flavored things too. And some guy brought in a bunch of them, and I found out the hard way that they were loaded with caffeine. The ones he brought in, I didn't know that. And I had this thing full of water, and I sprayed. I went, oh, I got a whole liter. I went, not knowing that like 3 drops was what I needed.
Oh.
I peeled myself off the roof. I went back in the ceiling and went back and looked at the flavor packet, and I forget what the caffeine content was, but I was like, I was wired for sound. So I don't know if there's circumstantial evidence that it can, it's not going to burn any more calories for you.
No, I didn't think
but it can give as a satisfaction to your brain that you've had something of substance other than water. Okay. And when you're trying either a new diet or trying to lose weight or whatever, that is 99% of the battle, is to get your conscious mind engaged that everything is okay.
Wouldn't it be the same as quitting smoking? It's
similar, right? Your brain's used to this, especially if you're trying to cut out stuff that's sugar loaded, because then you get that fructose to the brain. Well, the sugar to the brain too, that it doesn't know what to do with. The fructose just kind of goes to the liver and makes it have a bad day. But this is why. So caffeine isn't necessarily a problem, although caffeine can be addictive too. But these flavor packets with caffeine in them, that's why I think they're popular, is people get that flavor, plus they get the caffeine boost. They're not drinking sodas. Yeah. But that's my understanding, is a lot of it is, now granted, if you put several lemons and you get kind of the texture of the juice, because if you squeeze a lemon, you get all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
And so now you have something a little thicker than water that your taste buds have. Your brain gets the sensation and says, oh, okay, I'm drinking some stuff. I don't know of any direct evidence that says the lemon juice itself, because I've noticed it when I've put lemon juice from a concentrate or whatever, it's very different than if I actually take a lemon wedge, squeeze it, and then throw it in there. So for me, it was a very different sensation. So,
well, Tommy, use about 7 lemons and you can make lemonade.
Yeah. But because that's part of when you try to get your hydration levels up, it is dreary just drinking regular water. Now, I've done it for so long that all I do is drink water. Yeah. And I usually do at least 2. Sometimes it depends. If I've been outside and been sweating and a day or 2 later I might still be dehydrated, I might go through 4 or 5 liters.
Well, see, it sucks because I stop at the store in the morning, I get me a cup of coffee, and I grab me a drink for when I'm at work. And I was like, let's see what I can actually drink. And it's like, water.
Tommy,
there's nothing else but
I'm gonna save your day here.
Because I was looking everywhere. I was like, there's water.
Step 1 is don't go to the gas station because they make it even more expensive. So
there are some. I used to drink the Rehab Monster drinks. I still like the raspberry flavor because
but they
do have sucralose, and that's the next thing I need to start cutting back on. I've got protein powder that has sucralose in it, and I think I'm starting to have a reaction to it. It's either that or the whey. But if I eat a protein bar that doesn't have sucralose in it but has whey protein, I don't have the same problem. So but I don't do nitrates very well. I don't do sulfites. I can't drink wine. I can do champagne because it doesn't have the sulfites, but that's why it has carbonation. So the sulfites kill the yeast because there's always a little bit of sugar still floating around that hasn't fermented. The only way to get rid of the sugar is to distill it. Well, then it's no longer wine. Now we're getting into essentially grape whiskey, if you will.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
There is a water bottle, Tommy, that you can get that changes water into flavored water. And you can get coffee flavored, all these different energy drinks flavor. It's called Circle.
Oh yeah, you can change the turn the cap and it changes flavors.
Yep.
I'll say that. And Tommy, they make a Powerade that has no carbs. Look into that, bro.
But you can get some caffeine.
You're still drinking your coffee though. You said, yeah.
Brew.
Yes. I'm drinking my coffee. My coffee. The only thing is I used to drink it black, and now I do just so I can get a taste. I'll get one of them little creamer cups and put a half of it into the thing instead of using 3. Now I'm just to a half of one, and I'm doing just a tiny bit of sugar. Like when I say tiny, just enough to.
If you like your coffee black, then you'll love this.
Well, I say I'm getting back to just drinking black coffee because I used to, and then when I got married, my wife started getting all the creamer and stuff, and I started drinking it with creamer.
Oh yeah, those creamers are full of sugar.
Yeah, so now I'm using I'm gonna go from creamer to like 2% milk to no creamer. That's my plan. But like it's.
Oh come on! This is the men's room. So you got to add, at least amaretto to your coffee.
Yeah, we got to work, man. We can't be doing all that.
That work well too.
These are all different flavors you can get that are caffeinated. You can get some that are electrolytes. You can get some that are just unsweetened or like naturally sweetened. You can get tea and then like a brew.
Now, Leif, have you done any research on the carnivore diet?
Carnivore?
Yeah, carnivore.
I'm pretty sure you just said carnival.
He said carnival, and I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like elephant ears and
funnel cakes.
Yeah, I can tell you that I know it's not completely healthy for you. That much I know.
That's not true. That hasn't ever been true.
According to your old ass, but no, you can't just live on fucking meats, man.
Well, the problem is you're dealing with 100 years of Ansel Keys nonsense. And here's what I think I know, put it that way. It's a more extreme version, if you will, of like paleo. It's extreme Atkins, really. Yeah. I'm still not convinced. I guess I'll give you my negatives. I'm still not convinced that corn-fed beef is still a good idea. Now, there's some research that indicates that the problem with the omega-6s is really compounded by carbs in your vegetable oils and seed oils, which we've talked about before, in vegetables as well. There are many people who've gotten off of various medications because of the carnivore diet or some version of it. But they've also just some people, because I've seen some other people talk about it, where certain meats they've found sensitivity toward, right? Where some people can't eat beef, but they can eat bison, or they can eat elk or something like that.
I've never had elk, but everybody tells me it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So the thing about all of these, we'll say non-balanced diets, so that it doesn't sound like I'm trying to poke at them too much. Similar to the paleo, similar to any of these others, you will have vitamin deficiencies. However, a multivitamin may not necessarily be the answer. So you have to understand what vitamins and things you're getting with your meats. The other thing that also happens is certain vitamins, especially once you get your fat content up, good fat content up.
Yeah.
You don't need as much. There are certain things that we eat in vegetables, some of the grains that we eat, that pull some of these vitamins out of our body or prevent our body from absorbing them. So that's where it gets, in my view, complicated a little bit is understanding what you have to do that. Because like with paleo, they say you need to raise your electrolytes, you need to do certain things. And it turns out that's kind of true, but not fully. And you got to kind of figure out what works for you. The unhealthy aspect is if you start cooking all your meats and stuff in seed oils, and this is the mistake a lot of people have made even with Atkins back in the 80s. You can't go cook the stuff in vegetable oil. You can't go cook it in corn oil and all these other things. You have to use butter or lard.
Well, that's what I've been cooking my steak with is butter. Yeah.
So, and then the thing is too, if you come off of it, you go and have a piece of bread. Here's what I noticed. I did pretty hardcore paleo for about 3 years, several years ago. And if I went and had, forget having a McDonald's hamburger or something like that, but if someone made it and I put it on a regular bun, even a whole wheat bun, my parents are still big on whole wheat and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I would feel like somebody had beat me up. Just one bun. And well, Adam had mentioned this before, so did Seth. A lot of this stuff is hard to avoid, right? It's hard to, and it is. Now, there are some good keto friendly breads and stuff like that, but I know people who have gone full carnivore and they are literally cooking fat, strips of fat, make it crispy. They fry it as well as meat, and they're like off medications. I know of people who've been able to help me out here, Adam. Is it type 2 diabetes that's adult oriented? It means your pancreas just isn't functioning properly, not that it's dead.
Right. Well, type 2 is generally when you're overweight,
Right.
you're obese, and you don't move and all that shit. But yeah, your pancreas works; it just doesn't produce enough insulin.
Right. Right. So I've also known people who they went on it and it didn't help them at all.
Yeah.
So there's
the problem with diets in general, though. You know that.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. That's the biggest assumption that what works for Leif might not work for you.
Right.
What works for me might not work. You got to know, like Leif said, you got to know your body and what's going to work for you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Now, not eating McDonald's would be a good one. Not smoking would be another good one. Eating real food, definitely a good one.
Now, right. And that's, I think one of my biggest takeaways from a lot of the stuff is, if we could get rid of processed food tomorrow, now I understand companies like Monsanto would go out of business, but
it's probably a good thing.
Over and over and over again around the world, you'll have people who are healthy and they'll introduce only seed oils, and diabetes and people being overweight, heart disease, all kinds of stuff, cancers skyrocket. So it's, and people too have a different nutritional, as well as, this is kind of why I said no, it's not necessary. I should have prefaced with it, it's not necessarily bad, Adam. Sorry about that. But
you're good. I'm just busting your balls,
But I know, but that's the problem with like keto and paleo, and other people say, oh, it's it's an unbalanced diet. Well, there's no evidence that a balanced diet actually does anything. What we call a balanced diet, which is your fruits and vegetables, there's a lot of evidence that the grains and stuff is counterproductive.
Right.
What it is excess calories. And this is one of the now granted, archaeologists, some of them will disagree on what caused civilization, but there definitely is some kind of relationship between corn or wheat or barley being or rice, depending on what part of the world you're in, suddenly being able to be produced in great amounts, and the rise of culture and a city, will say. You can call it civilization, you can call it whatever you want. And if the crops fail too much, boom, it's gone. Okay. So, but exactly what that excess calories are, because that was one of the things that people thought for a long time, is just, it's just modern man that has these health problems. But no, they have found evidence of some of this. Now, granted, you can't tell heart disease from a skeleton, but some other diseases you can. And they have found these things in evidence of cultures that were eating a lot of corn or rice, or even some of the barley. So it's not necessarily just the modern day stuff.
Yeah.
But You know, I mentioned before, I used to work with a guy who was a big believer in the blood type diet, and I've have some circumstantial evidence in my own life that says there might be something to it, and there might be. But I've known some people who are A negative who do well with paleo, and some people who are O positive that don't do well with it. But what they do well, to Adam's point, is real foods, right? Raw vegetables or maybe steamed vegetables, canned if they have to, but that's it, right? It's not made into tortilla chips. It's, you know, real vegetables, real fruits, lean meats. But I also know people who can do that, and they can do, you know, I actually start to have better things when I get into the fattier meats. I'm not so hungry so much. So knowing what that balance is and if you're when you're going off of the stuff, so you go off, and breads, it's not just breads. There's a lot of sugar in a lot of the breads. It's amazing how much sugar is in a whole wheat bread, loaf of bread. It's insane. Some brands I've seen as much as 2 teaspoons of sugar per slice. Oh, that is a lot of sugar. You wouldn't think it, but it's there, and it's like, as you come off of those things, your body's going to start adjusting because it's used to eating that for however long.
Well, I noticed after day 2, I felt I had the caffeine headaches. Mm-hmm. I was in a shitty mood. But after them 2 days, like I have 2 medicines I'm taking. I'm taking all-in-one pill, vitamin thing, mm-hmm. and I'm taking it's like a detox pill.
Yeah, and now there's one of the things that I don't really have. I've seen some literature on the detox thing that some things seem to do something, some things don't. But a lot of it's getting used to drinking a lot of water and flushing your system, and yeah, it's. I think the food pyramid needs to be fully adjusted. I think if we could just lop off all the grains, just chop them, and to make that like almost treat it like snacks. And let's make, depending on the person, but somewhere between 40 to 60% is vegetables, in particular raw vegetables. So whether it's salads or piles of green beans, I don't really care. That's why I say some people need a little bit more, some people are going to need less. And then you do your fats and your meat. Let's get away from the corn-fed beef because the omega-6s are a problem. You know, it's similar to farm salmon. Stay away from farm salmon. You know, they're
I wish I could do what Seth does. He preps his food for the whole week.
It just takes time in doing it, man.
Yeah. I know.
You just got to get in the habit. You just got to, Sunday afternoon, 2:00.
I've broken the habit, man. I need to get back on it.
Yeah, and that can help. Especially if you have things to put it in, and you got the freezer space, and
Do not heat up food in plastic.
Correct.
If you're a man.
Yeah. I used to cook in plastic, and then someone said that one day to me, and I thought, "What? You are smoking crack." And I did a little bit, and I was like, "But it's supposed to be microwave safe," and it's like, well, it means it won't melt.
They say that the synthetic, like the plastic, releases a synthetic estrogen-like compound that really messes with the man's testosterone level.
Yeah, and there's other things it releases too when it's heated. And so we've replaced all of our stuff with glass.
Yep.
It was what was nice is we had some plastic containers that really needed to be replaced. But stuff now. Granted, with us semi-moving, in the middle of a move, we don't do it as much. But it's basically, if it's something that I'm going to heat up, and probably, especially if it's a serving size container, all of our stuff's glass now. It does have a plastic rubbery lid, but we take that off. We don't put it in the microwave.
Right.
And then if it's something,
I think I've got those same bowls.
Yeah, they're square. I forget what they're called.
Oh, these are round. I get them at Walmart.
Yeah, we have some round ones too. and then stuff that are larger, things that you're going to scoop some out and put it in a bowl and then heat it up. We just put that in plastic.
If something's back to room temperature and you're not going to heat it up in that, then go on ahead. You can put it in plastic. But if you got something hot, don't.
Well, that's like when we go to K&W. To get it to go, they put it in a styrofoam thing, and it tastes horrible. It tastes like styrofoam.
Yeah. See, my brother's one of those that can taste that. He also says he can taste the. He can't get a can of Coke or soda, especially something like Sprite. But he says he can taste
the aluminum.
The aluminum, yeah.
You can.
See, I can't drink it out of a can of beer. I've
never been able to.
I've known so many people that like the and all you guys like the tumblers, the metal tumblers.
Yeah,
they say the same thing. They can't drink out of it because they taste it. And I'm like, you're fucking high, man.
No, you can't. It's called I know they used to have a. It's like silver tongue or something where you have your tongue is like something with it that you can taste more.
You just got that missing chromosome.
Yeah.
Or an extra one.
Yeah.
You can get a 3 set of these for $8.
Yeah, we have some of those. Ours are have blue lids. That looks a little bit newer than, well.
I've got Fiesta ware mainly, like for dishes and stuff. And then Rubbermaid makes like a rubber lid you can put on top of stuff once it's cooled down and just put in the fridge. So you don't got to worry about putting it in a different container.
Yeah.
And that's the route that we've done for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some Rubbermaid stuff that's glass because I used to take some of this with my lunch. That's part of what it was like. I was taking, because I had been taking sandwiches when I was trying to do more keto. It's like I can't be eating all that bread. And then I was like, okay, I need to heat up something. And someone saw me take a plastic thing out of the microwave, and they were like, they couldn't believe that I would do that. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And then I did a little more research and went, oh my gosh, it's like, told my wife, we got to get rid of. Some of it was getting old and needed to be tossed anyway. But we just basically each time we went to the store just bought one or two pieces, and over time you get enough,
Yeah.
So Tommy, what he's telling you is do not take those Cool Whip containers that you cleaned out and you're storing food and do not put that in the microwave.
Yeah.
Tommy, do you heat up in plastic?
No, I take it out and put it. We have paper plates at work, so I'll put it in a paper plate and put it in the microwave. Now I want to get. Have y'all seen the lunch boxes that heat up? They're battery powered.
No.
They have like a little heater in them, and when like 30 minutes before your lunch, you cut it on and it heats up your lunch.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're trying to get away from using a microwave, yeah.
Well, see, sometimes I'm on the road, so like if I'm driving down the road, I can just push the button, and when it beeps,
I'll tell you one thing. You know what will help heat up food? Like if you have made like a can of soup or something.
What's that?
Lay that thing up on the intake.
Yeah. I mean, it works. Hey,
Yeah.
I did it. I actually had 2 pieces of bread and a cheese, and I didn't want to stop, so I put it on there, wrapped in aluminum foil, put it on the right there at the windshield with the sunlight and the defrost on. It cooked it and melted the cheese at least. That was like the redneck grilled cheese ever.
Hey, look, at least you didn't put the bread in the toaster, toast it, put butter on it, slap the cheese on there, and throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Electric lunchbox 2-in-1 portable food warmer.
Huh.
Yeah.
$24.
It's not bad.
No, that looks pretty cool.
That's not the one I was looking at, though. The one I found was battery powered.
Actually, this is like your food bowl. So you would put the food in it, like with no bowl or nothing.
Yeah.
And it just heats it up.
Like a crock pot, but to go.
Yeah.
Tommy. Plus, the nice thing about, I know what you're saying with the battery operated one, but I mean, it's kind of better if you've got one that's powered because, I mean, you can always run the AC adapter,
Well, this comes with the at like the plug-in or the car
Yeah.
cigarette lighter.
Wow, 40 watts. That's quite a bit of heat.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice and warm, but not hot.
Yeah.
I got one of the dogs. What do you want, Egg? I let you out
Why did you name one Egg?
an hour and a half ago. I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
You asked that last week. Did you forget the answer?
yes.
Okay. See,
'Cause I
that's
don't
what
remember
happens when you
that.
shave just the sides.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Can I don't think I can. No.
Well, at least you're not flashing us.
There's Egg.
Yeah, buddy.
Look, Egg. Look it that way. There he is. Here.
All of a sudden, he goes like Barracuda on him.
Just looking at him like, do you see what my human is doing to me, people? Do you see that Lovins, and he's sitting here trying to pick me up? And
I want to go out, and he's pestering me.
Yeah.
I mean, an hour and a half ago, I let them all out. That's part of why I
just
was
want
late.
some loving late.
They were
that's
like,
all.
now, yeah. Every time I say out, he's like, his ears perk up.
So, what do you have like a fenced-in yard, or
No.
you just let them out?
Well, I have leads. They'll sort of stay around, but yeah, I just take them out on a leash. Yeah, and the house in Rogersville, we told our real estate agent today, yeah, we're not. We had made an offer, started all the paperwork, got the house inspection. House inspection kind of made us leery, and then we got the radon test today, and I went, yeah, no way. The lowest rating over a 2-day period was twice the EPA limit.
Yeah.
And
What
so
does that mean?
That means
high.
the basement is pretty much a radioactive zone.
Yeah, after we had
Lord.
that earthquake, it came really bad in Virginia.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can mitigate it, but I don't think mitigate. I mean, it spiked. I got it somewhere.
Yeah, because don't you have to put like fan-like system in?
Yeah. So, is this one?
You didn't get your house tested for it, Seth?
Nope. Because I bought from family.
Can I share?
Yeah.
You know, when his third nipple starts growing a nipple, he'll worry about it then.
What's so? All right. So what is like? What's the radiation? I mean, is that it? Like,
it'll cause headaches, sickness, basically lower your immune system and stuff.
but how do I like? I mean, I know the house was built in 1991, so
So before
Does it show? Hey, see if you can add it to the show.
yeah.
So there's the graph. I wish it had a 3, a curve so that could average it out. You could see it.
Right.
But let me look at it so I can see. But yeah, that red line is the EPA. Hey, you better do something line.
Oh. Now, question for you. Is what kind of heater was it in that house?
I think it's electric, if I remember correctly. It's
Okay,
electric.
because sometimes with a furnace, even though it's not giving it off, it'll make the machine act up.
Yeah. Well, the radon is a thing you put somewhere. It has to sit for 2 days or however many days. Here's the data points. The gray ones, that's when it was not installed yet, from what I understand. But or I guess maybe that was when it was. I forget why it's gray. But yeah, so that's the first through the third, and then it gets the data points. So what and I sent this to my dad, who's a retired civil engineer, and he basically said, you guys really need to seriously consider not buying that house. Because
I'm still lost. I'm still not understanding where the radiation.
It comes from the
Radon.
ground.
So
Okay.
radon is it's a radioactive gas. I forget what's the isotope of. And this red line, it's 4 point something. I forget what, but that's basically what the EPA says. Hey, anything over this line, you really need to seriously do. So it'd be different if it was like kind of hovering over the line, because
way over the line.
Right, because we actually talked to the guy that did the inspection. He's like, yeah, if it's a little over the line, maybe have them air out, especially in the winter. It's winter, right? And it's like, okay, air out the house, open the windows in the basement, and let's try again.
Quit making meth,
Right, quit making meth, yeah. So, and then you probably, something like that, where it was maybe because it was enclosed too much, then maybe you test again and it's here. But when you got spikes up here like this, and I'm curve would probably average out, I forget, somewhere that says what the average is. But what this tells me is I got to do the expensive. The sellers would have to do the expensive mitigation, which actually requires drilling some holes in the slab and putting in it's a little fan that goes out. But it also tells me I better have a radon detector downstairs, so when it gets up over this, I know.
Wait, that thing would be going off like constant.
And the guy said, because right now there's someone living in the basement. Now this is a couple that is in the middle of a very horrible divorce. So I don't know who's living in the basement, but one of the things we talked about is having either my mother-in-law live down there, or I have put my office down there or something. So we want to use it as a living space, not just a basement. And it's only probably about a third of, because it's like it's a 2-car garage underneath, and the next to it is the basement, and then it's not full, so it's a slab on top, and then you have the wall. They didn't dig it. It's not like they dug it. It's not like a true 2-story house, right? The garage and basement, it's probably about 2/3 the distance of the whole width of the house. But yeah, that was seriously high, and it's like that was the deal breaker for us. Someone else wants to deal with it, fine, that's fine. And my wife wants to kind of move closer to Johnson City anyway, and maybe a little bit more. She loves the valley that this is in, though. It's 11W, I think, Rogersville. She really likes that valley. It's really nice. I mean, it basically, that highway pretty much. It goes up and down, but it relatively closely parallels the Tennessee-Virginia border, state line.
Is that in Tennessee?
Huh?
Rogers Valley, Tennessee?
Yeah, Rogersville.
Oh, Ville.
No D, just Rogersville. But there's a ridge line, because you come out of Kingsport on that same highway, and eventually you go up to Cumberland Gap. Or not Cumberland, Cumberland Gap, I think it is. Where Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee meet. There's a tunnel there, and then you're in Kentucky. When we were up there looking at houses last October, and we're going back to Cincinnati, I jokingly called it the Dollar General Highway, because that's what you see every 5 miles.
Yeah.
And then, so I make that joke, and although my wife's like, "Oh, I like this area," and we finally get on the interstate, and because even in Kentucky, it was a Dollar General every 5 to 10 miles, and then we get off the interstate, and 2 miles from my house, there's a Dollar General, and I'm like, maybe I can't talk. I never shopped there, so I just forgot that I went past it. Plus, when I stopped going downtown to work, which was almost 3 years ago, I don't go that way hardly ever. So, there's a Dollar General and a Dollar Tree next to each other.
Okay, so you'd run down 81 South until you got to Bristol, and then go off on the Route 11.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
Well, down to probably Johnson City and go over to Kingsport. Kingsport's north of 81. Johnson City's south of 81.
Yeah. I see. You turn up on 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just take it straight. There's probably a better way. Yeah. But you see, now granted, it turns a bit south, and if you scroll over a little bit, you'll see that highway turning a little bit north, or some highway turning north toward, I think it's Cumberland Gap. But that's the Holston River Valley, basically. And like many rivers in all over the place, but especially in the continental U.S., the river is a lot smaller than the valley that it runs through.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is if you ever watch any Randall Carlson stuff when he talks about this, it's like, look, here's a lot of evidence of a lot of water flowing through here, and then there's in the Appalachians, there's a lot of evidence into Georgia, and that's where he's from. Oh well, that's where he lives. He's from like Minnesota or something. And yeah, it's like when the glaciers melted rapidly.
I would love to have one of them houses, a barn dominium. Have you ever seen them?
I don't know what that is, man.
Basically, they make the house like they would a garage, massive.
Mm-hmm.
But then they make it 2 floors. Your whole bottom floor is like a garage kind of setup, and the top floor is like a living area. But these things look like mansions because they're so massive. But they're cheap. I'll see if I can find one.
I might have to look into it.
Like they're absolutely beautiful though, the way they set them up.
Oh, come on, Tommy. We know you want to live in a tiny home.
I think the Dollar Tree is like my favorite dollar store.
Well, what about Dollar Tree?
Donkey Source Rex said Dollar Tree's for fancy people. And I was like, yeah. What'd you say, Tommy?
Remember the old everything's a dollar stores?
Yeah. It's like $1.50 store now.
Yeah, it's pretty much empty now. Yeah.
We had a Dollar Tree in Mishawaka, so I remember that. But where I'm at now, I think it's like the Family Dollar and stuff more than anything. Dollar General, Family Dollar.
Seth, have you seen barn dominiums before?
No.
It's basically where they take barns and turn them into houses, or like a huge garage and turn to a house, and they're massive and they look amazing.
Well, think about my second garage, Tommy. I mean, that is literally could be a 1-story house.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah,
because you could actually, from the inside, you could build in extra room. I mean, it's all wide open because it's, it'll hold 8 cars.
What's interesting, Tommy, I put barn dominium in Google and auto completed a barn dominium space Virginia.
Yep.
It's the only state listed. I put a link in the private chat of the Google search.
I have an image. Like, I've already picked one that I wanted.
Couldn't talk the wife into it, could you?
We just, for us to get something like that, we would have to save. Or literally just like empty out her 401k.
Yeah, well, after you pay all of the taxes and penalties, you won't have much left.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Yeah. Let's see, what'd you put in the private chat? Oh, no.
See, this is the one I'm talking about.
I put a link to an image search, barn dominium, Virginia, and I think that one's in there.
Yeah.
Now, that looks like an old horse barn that someone converted.
The whole bottom is like garage, and they keep cars in it, and the whole top's like a 4-bedroom house.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dude,
you can have them in certain parts of Virginia, and they're a fraction of a house that would be that size.
Dude, that's rad.
Yeah. And in Texas, they're huge right now.
Well, what makes them so cheap?
Because it's built like a garage, like a mechanic's garage with like metal beams instead of lumber. So it's already prefab framing. So it just goes up really quick. Not a lot of labor.
Well, what's a 2x4 now? $50, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. 50 by 60, 4-bed, 4-bath, 3,500 square foot with office, loft, front porch, deck, and shop. 29 by 28. But so, imagine having my garage in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, that's freaking awesome.
But the amazing part is some people do the concrete floor and then polish it to a shine.
Yeah.
And like it looks amazing.
Well, the nice thing about concrete, though, you can also, once you do the weather stuff underneath it, you can put exactly the wood flooring and stuff. And then you've got ceramic tiles that look like wood, because I've got ceramic tiles, and those are great, too, if you don't like concrete.
Yeah. But you never have to worry about the floor rotting out.
Correct. I mean, the bitch about concrete, I'm on a slab right now in my office. The biggest bitch about it is it gets cold.
Yeah.
So, especially in the wintertime. But
yeah,
that's what slippers and that kind of stuff are for.
Yeah.
See, like that.
I like that one.
Dude, that's huge.
It's got like metal framing.
It's got a big garage door like for a semi truck.
Yeah. That's because the whole bottoms are garage and the top's the house.
Yeah. Like Roadhouse, baby. Remember, Patrick Swayze had the loft upstairs, and then the horses and shit were downstairs.
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Make sure you insulate that floor though too.
Oh yeah.
Well, now it's gotten really popular about people putting the heated floors in.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming more easier to put them in.
Yeah.
Hell, Lape, remember when baseboard heating was the big deal?
The house I'm in still has baseboard heat.
My parents have baseboard heat, but they don't ever use it.
What's baseboard heat?
It's like a heater that goes across the baseboards on like the bottom, like right around the floor.
Yeah. Instead of having molding down there, you just have this essentially a small radiator, maybe 4 inches high, goes around, uses hot water. So depending on the house, some have separate systems from the hot water, some use the same hot water. So you got to be careful. But, I grew up in Europe. We had under the flooring, we had radiator heat, and they still do that in Europe.
Don't skip past it. You grew up in Europe?
Yeah. He's mentioned that numerous times, Tommy.
I never paid attention to it then.
You're so poor you can't pay
Wait a minute. You're complaining no one's listening to you, and you don't know I lived in Germany for 6 years.
It's all right, Tommy. We forgive you. It's because you were on a sugar high.
Well, I do tend to talk for too long and bore people, so he may have fallen asleep going.
Remember, Tommy's got massive ADD, ADHD, OCD, whatever. Like he's like, "Ooh, look, shiny light bulb. Oh wait, I'm looking at that. Oh wait, Mountain Dew."
Oh, Lape's still talking. Oh my gosh, wake me up when he's done.
Yeah, I'm usually one that gets you on the rants about computers.
Yeah. Do you ever decide what to do with the cloud stuff, or you?
Actually, one of my buddies just paid for it. He's just waiting now to get it because you got to pay for it and then wait a month.
Oh, okay.
Waiting in line.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah.
Well,
if he gets it, I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah, check it out. See if it works for you. If it don't work, then you know.
If not, save money and buy your wife a diamond.
Yeah.
I do like how you can have it on two different computers. Like I can have it on my phone and my computer at the same time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything different.
No, I grew up an Army brat, and I lived for 6 years in Germany on 2 different tours.
So my father-in-law was in Germany when he had his first daughter, and so now she has dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Her actual birth certificate's in a different language. What is it they speak in Germany? Dutch?
French. No, German, dude.
German.
You speak German?
Well, we don't. Yeah, we speak English in America. So, we speak American English.
Yeah,
that was a big thing in the 80s when I lived there in Germany. American television was finally was showing up in English. Sometimes, and they had some interviews with some German high school students, and they all were, really interested in learning the American slang because they learned British English, and so that to them it was just this offshoot that was, it wasn't in its own language. It was this curiosity, but.
So, Tommy, do you explain that? British English is proper English, and then we murdered it with slang and not being. And it's even worse now with the shit the kids talk, and it makes no sense in the jibber jabber.
In my opinion, Noah Webster codified English more properly, simplified the spelling, and then the British during the Victorian era created the the received pronunciation, and I think they're the ones that screwed it up more. Now we have our slang, but you go listen to a country Brit. Good luck. But yeah, it is the most peculiar thing with English and the stuff in America is if you listen to people from Southwest England and you've ever heard of the coastal English accent?
No.
Especially the East Coast, or sometimes it's called Tidewater accent. Yeah, they sound very so. A lot of people who were a lot of the men who were on ships are from kind of Bristol. It's not Bristol. It's Liverpool and others. But you actually get in the southwestern parts of England along the shore. They sound like pirates. And so did the coastal English, the Tidewater accent. It's very similar. It has.
Tommy, you heard? Hold on, Leif. You heard? Yeah. You heard Jez on Digital Pollution and Utini Brent. Like they're both from kind of central. And then Nerd was from Ireland. Cubs from Germany. So, I mean, and then Batman's from the same area as the other guys, but he's more northern, and his accent's way different than the guys that I usually talk to. So, I mean, like everything Leif's saying, and it's true though. Like depending on where they're at, their accents are totally different.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny that people from the north, when they come down here, and someone says "bless your heart," they don't know that's a little bit of an insult. Yeah. Like, you know how it's like saying, "It's okay. We know you don't know better." Say, bless your heart.
Yeah. Well, and it's what's so crazy about England is you look at this small country, right? Because depending on which accent you're looking at. Now, granted, the Northeast is a bit more compact, and you don't have to go too far to get a slightly different accent or slang. But in England, I don't even know, some areas, I don't even know if you go 20 miles and you have an accent that you can't, if the two speak in their regular accents, they can't understand each other. Mm. There's an expression that I don't know where it comes from, but it's to an American, 100 years is a long time. And to an Englishman, 100 miles is a long way. We got, until all the COVID stuff, we had people driving 100 miles a day each way to work and not thinking anything of it.
Yep.
But man, they go 100 miles in England. Now they get their car ready, they change their oil, they check their tires, and you go 100 miles, you can be in a foreign country. So, you mean Scotland or Wales or if you really want to be adventurous, take the ferry over to France. But yeah, and it's true. I mean, England's been, granted, yes, I know people have been here for thousands of years, but we don't really get a full settlement until when's Jamestown? Early 1500s, right? Yeah. And most people don't identify with that because, like, most of my family didn't come into the States until mid to late 19th century. So
ours was 1928. Yeah. And we actually landed in New York.
Yeah.
And slowly worked our way down.
Yeah. Depending on which part of the family you're talking about, you're looking, most, and then because most of there is one strain that seems to have been here like 1810, but most of my family, it's either Germany or Scotland or Ireland, depending on which branch we're talking about, by the time you get to about 1870. And, English, in England, they're like, well, my family's been, some of them will be able to trace, well, in 1065, we moved from this town to this town, and we've been here ever since, it's like, wait a minute, what? Yeah. And because, of course, being England, it probably means they got in a fight and got in trouble or were running from the law.
Well, see, my great grandmother who lived to be 104. She was full-blooded Cherokee. So if I go by her status, I don't know how long her family's been here.
Right.
Cherokee. That's interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's mostly North Carolina, right?
Yes.
Tennessee.
She was meaner than a snake.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
So you don't take after her then?
Not unless I get mad. Other than that,
right? Yeah. But you said meaner than a snake, and I knew what you meant by when you said. So I got you. Though. That's like, so you definitely you don't take after her. It's a compliment, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, see, my brother always claims because he can't grow facial hair. He goes, "It's just the Cherokee in my blood."
And what did you call? Come on, you had to have a smart ass comment.
I was like, I guess I didn't get the blood. That's all I said.
Oh, see, I'd have been like, no, it's just you got the white trash part of the from when they raped and all that you got those genes.
It's funny on my dad's side, like they're all. Some of them can grow a little bit of facial hair. My dad can grow a little bit of a decent sized beard, but he has no arm hair, no leg hair, and then I'm over here looking like Chewbacca. And everybody else on that side of the family is hairless.
Yeah.
I mean, are you sure you weren't the pizza delivery boy's son or the milk deliverers or, see, that's how that shit works, Tommy. It's just.
He was adopted. See, what's interesting is my dad, when we lived with my parents in the early 2000s, we were trying to sell our first house. I forget what my mom said. And it was something about, we were looking at old pictures of my dad, like when he was in high school. Yeah, and his brothers, they're in the legs are almost completely hairless. He and his brothers, but as far as I know, I mean, I got bald patches like on my calves and stuff, but it is pretty interesting because can be different. And
well, think about how they going back on your corn-fed beef and stuff, dude. When you think about all the steroids and shit they put in the meat that we've ingested versus centuries back, like I'll bust your balls about shit. I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking. I mean, I'm just a big one when it comes to diets because they're always like, why is it that every dietitian is some fat twat that looked like she ate every kind of food in the world is trying to tell you can't eat this?
Yeah. Well,
but, I'm not
a lot
saying
now.
You're wrong by any means, but I do honestly believe it really depends on the individual too and what they're trying to do. Like Tommy, you to me don't really need to necessarily lose a lot of weight. You just need more time in the day to do all the shit that you need to do, and including quitting smoking. You've been wanting to work back out because you weren't that heavy when I saw you. Because you're a tall dude. Like my gut was twice the size of yours.
My problem is when I was in my 20s, I could run on 3 hours of sleep and it wouldn't phase me. Some nights I wouldn't even go to sleep.
Hey, hold on a second. Oh, I thought Seth was snoring. Sorry.
So I would only run like on 3 hours of sleep or no hours of sleep. And I had all this energy to do everything I wanted to do. And now that I'm hitting this point to where I have no energy.
Yeah, but look at all the stuff you do now that you didn't do then. In the aspects of family man, working full time, helping with dad.
Well, see, and that's the thing of it. Like, when I would go to bonfires, hang out with Seth, and do all this other stuff too. I don't know if it's just because I'm hitting my 30s and I'm at because I'll be 32 the 27th. I don't know if that's like your tipping point or not. Because remember I'm not.
Well, your metabolism changes the older you get too, and you break down stuff differently. It's the same thing. Like, you used to be able to run off fucking piss and vinegar with no problems and stay up, 3-4 days, no problems. And now, shit, lucky to make it up 24 hours without sleeping for 2 days.
So I guess I'm trying to slow down aging, if that makes any sense. And just basically somewhat.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me.
No,
yeah. And that's one thing I've noticed here, I started, I think about it, I must have done paleo in my early 40s what I've noticed is, and I did some research on this and also figured out a few things, that I need fewer carbs, not necessarily none. I mean, I have toyed with the idea of doing full carnivore, like what you're talking about. But I need more protein. Yeah. And my body doesn't. Granted, I always had I wouldn't say. They always say, "Oh, you got a high fast." I don't think it's fast metabolism. I think it's a digestive system that's inadequate. Right. When I was younger, I used a lot of stuff, and my body wasn't really processing it. It was just basically going through, and I was, getting rid of it out the other end, because there was a lack of efficiency, and it probably still is. And now it takes less to get especially my colon irritated. That it's not irritable bowel. It's just, okay, now I got to crap 7 times a day. But your body processes in my view, I don't need as many complex carbs as I used to, right? So instead of eating a big salad, maybe I'll have some lettuce with my meat that I'm eating, chicken or whatever, although I'm trying to eat fattier meats anyways. So I don't need a half a bowl of salad or a half a bag of lettuce, or, it usually was romaine or whatever.
Right.
But I don't need that much. If I get a little bit higher, especially like olive oil or something, a little higher fat content, I may actually eat slightly more meat. Probably overall calories are probably about equal, and I will feel satiated more than when I was younger. Whereas when I was younger, I might have to have half a head of lettuce and some other stuff to feel satiated. So it does change, and depending on where you are with stuff and how active and things, it could be somewhere, I would say somewhere between 28 and 35 for the typical male is when these changes start to really, you start to notice them. I think the more active you are, it kind of delays it a bit more. But, we see, if you guys follow sports and things, you do see it with athletes, right? They're in their 20s, they get hit, they get a couple bangs. Oh, yeah. But, man, they get into, look at, the oddity of like an NFL player is in their 30s. And you get someone like, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, who still plays in their 40s, right? Now, granted, Manning retired a few years ago and Tom stepped it up. But, your average player is probably only there 3 or 4 years because of various things. And it's very odd to find a lineman who's in his 40s.
Oh, yeah. Shit, remember Emmitt Smith, man? He was doing great, and then he'd blow out his knees, and he'd get them rebuilt, and he'd do all right for a little bit. But then the older he got, the slower he got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's all in there. Your recovery is going to be different. How I don't know. Here, let's see. I don't think there's enough light. Plus, I'm looking in the mirror. Nope, wrong side. No, it's this side. Everything's backwards. Sorry. Anyway, I still have this little scar. I can't see. My wife's aunt scratched me, went to visit her on Christmas. And it's still there.
Oh, wow.
Like, she went to give me a hug, and she had nails, fingernails, and scratched me on the neck on accident. And yeah, 20 years ago, that would have been gone in 3 days. And here,
the fact you were saying you were running off 3 hours of sleep, dude, that ain't normal anyways.
Yeah.
You could do that so long, but you ain't gonna go back to running off 3 hours of sleep, being a family man, and in your 30s.
You got off the crack, and he couldn't.
Yeah, you got off the fucking ass crack, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because now you can't end the show and show up 3-4 hours later for coffee and gaming.
Yeah. Now I sleep in, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I used to be, I woke up before the alarm went off.
I'm in a process where I'm doing that now. I'm waking up 20 minutes before the alarm goes off. And
I'm glad you justified that comment, because I thought you were talking about you've been sniffing ass.
What?
Tommy got it. That's all that matters.
You've kept him up too late, and old man is getting goofy.
Who, you?
No, not me. I'm always goofy.
No, I'm not up too late. I had said that the reason Tommy could sleep for 3 hours was because he was sniffing ass crack, and then you started saying, "Well, I'm starting to do that too now."
Oh God.
That's what I had said, and then you said that comment, and then you said you're getting up before the alarm. I said, I'm glad that you justified that comment, because I was really wondering if you were sniffing ass.
Oh, yeah.
You walked right into that like a MAGA grandma.
Yep.
Yeah,
Adam was a DC cop. In the door. Come on in. We'll put you in jail next week. Was that?
Was it the boy?
Both.
Oh, both of them? Okay.
Yeah, one of them woke the other one up. I don't know who woke up first.
Well, you can't really ask him, can you?
Yeah.
Well, at that point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is true. This is very true.
How's y'all's dog doing, sir?
I still hate it.
He ain't killed it yet, right? Still above ground?
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, I didn't mean that you were going to. Okay, let me rephrase that because he did kill a duck. So, I mean, the neighbor lady could kill your dog.
So, do you have 2 dogs now?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, at least he doesn't wander far from the house, does he?
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, well, she does.
Yeah,
They're both girls. We had to get her a shock collar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you try it out?
Yeah, I did. It's not pleasant.
I actually had it around my wrist because I had bruiser, and I kept turning it up slowly, and nothing phased that dog, so I couldn't use the shock collar on him. I was like, well, maybe it don't work, so I wrapped it around my wrist and I walked through, and I couldn't move my arm. I should have turned it back down to 1, but it was all the way to 10. I didn't.
Now, see, this is by a remote. So, if she gets too far, I can zap her. Or if she, but I give her a beep first because the collar will beep. What?
You probably go zap, and then
he's testing it out so you can put it on the kids later.
Nah,
get over here! What?
Yeah. If she goes too far, I beep her first. Now, one morning I looked up, she was gone, plumb out of sight.
Now, would you been better if he would have killed the turkey instead of the duck?
I was hoping the duck would have killed the dog.
But no, you remember the turkey the neighbor's turkey kept trying to charge us?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it go okay, so the dog killed the duck, the bear killed the turkey, and then the turkey, and then killed the dog and ate all the 3 meals.
The turkey.
He finally had a Tommyism.
Yeah.
The
See,
turkey.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Well, see, I don't think my neighbor likes me because when Lucy was little, little, not walking yet, or maybe walking, but not very good. We were walking in from, wherever we were going, but we coming in from the thing. The turkey comes charging, and I've got Lucy. I've kicked a couple rocks, shoo, get out of here. It ain't budging. I pulled my 40 just to get back. And about that time, the neighbor walks out.
I'm about to make you Thanksgiving
and I'm like,
dinner.
Man, this doesn't look good.
Well, he probably don't like you because you deep fry your turkey right beside him.
Well, he can eat crap.
But dude, we've got wild turkeys out here, and they can be territorial as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not in the wrong because you don't want your, 2-year-old, 3-year-old getting attacked by a wild turkey, let alone a pet turkey. And you don't know what the turkey's going to do. I don't even think the turkey knows what it's going to do. Except for, you're in my area, so now I'm going to pluck you. So yeah, man.
But see, it was in my area.
Right, that's what I mean. It's in your area. But if it's trying to take your area from you, I think you have every right to 40 that turkey.
Yep. I would just put up a privacy fence.
I really want to. I've got a gate. They've put up a chicken wire fence.
I saw that.
It kind of doesn't work. I mean, it does all right, but the chickens get every once in a while. But I want to put something up, but I don't know, like, I ain't got all the money to dump into it. And truth be told, it kind of should be on them.
Yeah. The other ones
It's
major.
their animals. I don't want on my property.
Yeah.
Well, they got his neighbors got a ton of animals.
Yeah.
That's the one behind you, right? Like,
yes.
Your house is here, then the garage, the one behind the garage?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Now, do they got a lot of land? Because they have horses.
I think it's 8 acres.
Okay. I was curious about that because, like, I was like, you have to have a certain amount to even own a horse in Virginia, don't you?
I don't know.
So I know my dad owned horses when he was growing up, and when they moved to Salem, they had to sell the horses.
Yeah, that's too bad. But rest in peace, Mr. Duck. Shit happens.
Did you at least what did they do with the duck?
I don't know.
Did they cook
What kind of dog is this?
Huh?
What kind of dog is it?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a German Shepherd Husky Blue Heeler.
Oh, gee whiz.
A duck murdering hunting dog.
That
That's
dog
what it
is confused. Who in the world takes a hunting dog and 2 work dogs and crosses them?
Now
that dog does not know what it wants to be.
Better yet, Brian, then who decides to buy said dog?
Well, I don't know.
It was.
I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
Now, are you gonna do obedience school, or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna shock the death out of it.
See, that's our mutt. We got a dog that doesn't know whether it wants to be a dachshund, doesn't know whether it wants to be a terrier, doesn't know whether it wants to be some kind of pit bull. And what's crazy, normally he destroys, and I mean destroys toys, and especially squeak toys. Like, if I do this, he'll come running. But I guess it's been almost a month ago, we were at my sister-in-law's, and she had all these toys, and it's a squirrel, and he's played with this thing several times. He makes it squeak. He has yet to rip a single thing off of it.
Oh, wow.
But you give him like any other squeak toy, and within 10 minutes, there's parts all over the house.
That was Black Friday when we picked her up.
Well, if you remember, my comments to you when you told me what happened was, well, I mean, that is kind of what that dog was bred for, hunting.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be mad.
You've got
dog win dog.
Yeah, but the Husky and the German Shepherd, I understand. 2 work dogs. Now, I don't know if I would have them pulling the sled, but a work dog and a hunting dog, they have very different instincts.
Yeah, one's helping you, one's chasing a squirrel up the tree. Well, see, it's like Doobie. He's a beagle bull. He's a beagle and a pit bull, but he thinks he's a lap dog. Like, all he wants to do is sit on your lap, and he's like massive.
Yeah, well, that's most pit bulls who haven't been trained to be morons.
Yeah. Well, think about it, Tommy. Quit feeding him melatonin, and he might get off the fucking couch. Or did he find your stash again? I know you don't have, because I know you don't smoke.
He's got a weird habit of he will be extremely hyper for like 20 minutes and then go take a nap and then do it again. Yeah. And I don't know. I've never had a dog that did that. They're just like either very hyper or very calm, not in between.
That's all 3 of our dogs. They're all quiet at the moment.
I know, isn't it? Aren't you almost always worried when that happens? I know I am. They're like quiet. And it's like, okay, what are they doing?
Oh yeah. Well, especially with Toby. If you haven't seen him in a while, he's probably in the trash somewhere. Like a week or 2 ago, my mother-in-law had taken I guess it's a couple weeks ago, the trash down to downstairs where the back door is. That's where the laundry room and stuff, like the pantry and all that. And that door, you have to close it properly. And he had knocked it open, and no one heard him. She went in there to do something. All of a sudden, I heard this. Oh my goodness, Toby! Trash everywhere. The bag, plastic bag, completely ripped. No one heard anything. He didn't come up because sometimes when he gets into stuff, he comes and presents it to me. Hey, look what I got that you can't get from me. Because as soon as you do, he takes off.
Yep.
And he eats the paper. The dog can smell paper. He knows when there's napkins about. And so none of us heard it. And they were watching. So my wife and mother-in-law were watching television, literally on the other side of the wall from where he was doing it. And
So he was being quiet.
And they typically mute the commercials and chat, right? So he was. That's what I'm saying. To your point,
Being sneaky.
It was the quiet that should have been the tip off. If you don't see him, but they're quiet at your feet, that's one thing. But when you don't know where they are, and they're children the same way, right, Seth?
Yep.
Hey, it's been too quiet for too long. That's when you go upstairs and find, your daughter has spent her dirty diaper all over the wall.
Mine accidentally made me a cake in that little easy bake oven. I accidentally that was her excuse. I'm like, it's quiet. I was like downstairs cooking and stuff and doing dishes. And I mean, she was like, 6 or 7 at this point. But she said, I accidentally made you a cake. And I'm like, you made yourself a cake and got busted. There weren't no giving it to Dad. It's like trying to suck her out.
So, Leif, you need to get one of these. You need to get one.
I don't know what that is. Is that
it's an Oculus?
Oh no.
Well, you don't have to get the exact Oculus, but
I don't need that. I don't need headaches and nausea like that.
It only, if you get it, like for me, it only lasted about 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got to remember, this is how I see the world.
Well, I understand that, but with the Oculus,
Although
you can actually get prescription grade lenses
Oh,
that
hold
get put in, and they're cheap.
They are a little dirty.
But anyways, they got a game called Blade and Sorcery, and I'm actually really hooked on it. It's all it is like you drop into arena like gladiators. You got a shield and a sword or 2 daggers kind of deal, and you just literally keep fighting.
Keep fighting. All right.
Really good graphics.
I gotta go to bed soon.
Yeah, I'm feeling that way too.
I'm gonna bring this up to Seth one day so he can play Star Wars on it.
Should we ever get into like actual topics before?
Well, hold on. That just segued into it though. Think about it. He just said Star Wars, right? So we have a woman, named Whoopi Goldberg that ripped on Star Wars among other things. So
well,
it's kind of a decent
segue. Rip on Star Wars. I don't understand like the funniness of that.
Wait
a minute. Are you assuming Whoopi Goldberg is funny?
There you go, Leif. You got it.
Did I miss something?
No.
I think so. I missed something.
I mean, I like the music of Sister Act, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that fun, but what she said about the whole Jewish community.
My wife says the only time she liked her was when she was in Little Rascals. That's it.
Little Rascals.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, did you ever watch SWAT Cats?
What was it?
Did you ever watch the SWAT Cats?
Oh, yeah, I love SWAT Cats.
Yeah, they're bringing them back.
Really? Like
SWAT
good or like woke?
I don't know.
The graphics seem okay. It just seems like they didn't destroy the characters.
Yeah.
They kind of made it give like an 80s theme with the.
There's a jet in the background, and I think that's going to be the what's it called? The jet. I can't remember the name. It was here just a minute ago. Crap. They fight Crown and Fighter Jet. Is like something the Tiger or something. I don't know. But anyway, I used to love that show, man. They always had the coolest gear.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I remember when it went like to space or something and had four extra jets come out of it.
Oh yeah, like that thing just kept going.
Yeah. Anyway, coffee and gaming tomorrow, guys. Anybody coming?
I'll try to make it.
Will you really? It's Uncharted, so it's gonna be fun.
I will be honest. The past two times I woke up before. Well, I woke up at 6:30 yesterday and 5:45 the day before because I had a cramp in my leg. But
that sucks. I hate that, waking up with a cramp. God, it sucks.
Because you go for that morning stretch and it just ruins it for you.
Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Uncharted 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've played the other two. Now we're
When
going
did
to 3.
Uncharted 3 came out?
I know it was for the PS3.
The failed system. Oh, I got to give it for PlayStation. They bought Bungie.
Yeah.
They will not get Halo, but they'll get Destiny.
2011.
Yeah. Now, do you know what game is going to be just for the Xbox?
Call of Duty.
Yeah. I
don't care. I kind of it. Truth be told, Call of Duty's lost its luster a long time ago.
That's probably why they. Well, usually when like a company buys it, they ramp it up and try to figure out what will make it sell again. Like Destiny, I'm sorry, PlayStation got Bungie, which Bungie made Halo, so I can't complain about them. But then they went and made Destiny, which is total crap.
Really?
All Destiny, the problem is all the missions seem like the same. It's a never-ending story, but all the missions seem the same, and the characters all look the same. Like all the monsters you fight and stuff, they all look the same to me.
I've never played Destiny. What is Destiny?
It was only a Xbox exclusive, but now it's going to be moving to PlayStation. Huh. It's like an online,
first-person shooter style, futuristic-ish.
Yeah.
See, that's not nothing I would play.
But everybody's playing, but they're playing their own mission. So you may see someone run past you that is an actual person playing, but they're facing their own enemies, and then you'll find yours. And sometimes someone will come and start helping you with yours, but they usually just mess everything up.
So it's like an Alien, the Division.
Kind of, you just work your way to get better armor, basically. That's the whole point.
That is exactly the process of the Division. I mean, it's just two different skins.
Yeah, and it barely helps if it does at all.
That sucks. I mean, it doesn't look interesting, but that's me. I'm not
that's why I said
I don't
it's
like to play
crappy.
online.
Bungie did best with Halo, and then after that, they kind of went downhill.
How crazy would it have been if Halo went to PlayStation?
If it would have went to PlayStation, I would have gone PlayStation.
Really?
Because I'm that big a fan of Halo.
I'm still waiting for you to play Coffee and Gaming with the Halo.
Well, I may play it with the Oculus. Because I can share my screen that I'm seeing and still show myself, because there's a setting in there that I can do where I can stream what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you about the old days of video game consoles. Every game was on every console.
I mean, truth be told, it would be a great way to get. I mean, it's a moneymaker.
Yeah, there were some exclusive titles, but very few.
Well, if they were smart, they do the online where it doesn't matter what system you have. You guys can still link cross-platform.
Yeah. That's why Fortnite's so popular right now, because you can literally play it on your phone. You can play it on any
PlayStation, Xbox. Yeah.
Even the Switch has it on it. Yep. I can't play it. I tried to play it Like the kids growing up now, they're able to build a tower and shoot you at the same time. I can't go that fast.
No, but you could take your AR and shoot them from a mile away.
But now
Just
they're
saying.
like kids.
We can do it in the real world. Well, they can't. They can only
Yeah.
do it with controls and buttons and shit.
But the
Poor
kids
little
now
retards.
are taking Sharpies and highlighting their crosshairs so they don't have to zoom in.
There's a thing that you can buy on Amazon. It's just a little suction cup with a light,
Yeah.
and you figure out your crosshair, and then attach it to the TV.
Yeah. And then some kids are just taking Sharpies to their TV.
Well, that's stupid.
They're the same ones that ate Tide Pods, though.
But the guy that was doing it, he said if you take a Sharpie and mark on your screen, just get a dry erase marker and mark over it, and then it wipes off, because something in the dry erase marker is breaks down Sharpie.
I mean, wouldn't it be smarter to put a piece of Scotch tape on the TV and then do the marker?
You would think.
I mean, you know.
So does the crosshair never move?
No, it's always in the center of the screen.
Yep.
Oh, that's stupid.
But I think Grand Theft Auto is different. I do think Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, every other shooting game is different. No game. I mean, even back in the day with Doom and Duke Nukem 3D. If you looked up, things changed. But
yeah, but you got to remember, Doom only had one joystick.
Yeah, well, trackball. We used to play Doom with trackball.
Oh yeah.
Keyboard and trackball.
I could never get into keyboard game playing. Like, it just feels awkward to me.
Yeah, some of the games are difficult. But anyway, I thought we were signing off because I'm about to fall over.
Well, we have like 4 minutes left to kill.
Between two beers and it being almost 11 o'clock.
All right. Well, I guess we can sign off then.
Or we can start signing off.
Do you guys have anything you want to plug?
Well, go to YouTube/Brian Lake. Find my channel.
Links in the description.
And I've been getting some more subs recently. It's very odd. The same 8 videos that have been popular for 2 years are still popular.
Collectors in the chat, and I just want between he and I, that change has been made that he requested. So yeah, that's taken care of.
Yeah,
he knows what's up. Anyway, yeah. I forgot to tell him that I was back. So
I like that. It was a very good nap. Yeah, I can identify with that. Yeah, you get those naps. I wasn't feeling well in midday. I tried to take about a 20-minute nap, and the frickin' dogs across the street made sure I didn't get a good one. They were barking at everyone.
You get up and you feel very well rested and ready to start the day. That's what you need.
That's awesome, man.
Tommy, are you planning on going to Comic-Con with me?
Yes, that is the
12th.
12th, yes.
Saturday the 12th. Okay.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna pick up tickets, maybe like, I don't know, sometime soon.
All right,
so I'll just go on ahead and grab yours if you want.
Yeah, how much are they?
I think it's 25.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, you guys should have told me. People were making comments in the. I don't typically have the comments tab up, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been highlighting some.
Oh, Doggysaurus Rex got some really good comments in there. But
Doggysaurus Rex usually does say some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, this is why I have come to the conclusion that corn is only good. Well, I actually modified it the other day and said all cereal grains, but corn in particular its only purpose is to be converted to alcohol. That's it. Whether it's distilled or just fermented, I don't care. But I know that's very whatever about. But I mean, maybe if you grind the crap out of it into cornmeal, but really, it's just convert it to alcohol. You'd be fine. Get your corn from the jars, they say, where I'm trying to go grow it up.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeehaw.
Captain Falcon.
Mr. Falcon.
All right. But yeah, Bryon. That's how I spell my first name. Don't call me Byron. Yeah, but I actually have had several people ask me, "Hey, when are you doing beer reviews again?" And I'm really trying to get some set up. I think I need to try and do some testing this weekend of where I could possibly set up my mother-in-law's house, and not a lot of room. That's part of the problem. So as we are,
I know the guys were stunned that you weren't in Ohio anymore.
Yeah,
the Whorehound coming up, and I'm like, I don't think he's going to make it, guys. He's in VA right now. And then Jeff had said something about, I think, trying to get a hold of you and maybe seeing if you could make beer. And I'm like, I don't think he's got the room to do all that shit right now. But
yeah, all my beer making stuff is in a storage bin in Fairfield.
It's kind of what I thought. I didn't want to, but I knew I'd talk to you today, so I was
he's got my phone number. It's not like
I know.
if if he says try to get a hold of me, it's like, yeah, you can just send me a text message. But yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially with March. But once we're finally moved and everything, I'm gonna go out of my way to make a Whorehound somewhere, whether it's in Indianapolis or Cincinnati, I don't know, but we'll kind of make up for some loss.
I mean, definitely Indy would be more likely if you guys are all settled by September, like we were talking before. I mean, you know, as for next month, it's kind of that's a lot to go through to that.
Yeah. And if we find something the next few days, or a week or so, we get another offer out or something, we could easily be moving at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely September time frame, because where we want to be is not too bad to get to Indianapolis. It's pretty much go to Lexington, drive over to Louisville, and go up from that way. So, or maybe I don't know if there's an interstate. Does there an interstate goes from? No, I think it's Louisville. Right, Louisville. You go across, and then I had to look at it
straight up. Yeah.
So anyway, but thanks a lot. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Maybe next
Adam,
next time we just got to try to talk these two into coming to Indianapolis in September, and then we'll have the whole men's room there with world-class bullshitters.
Yeah. Well, Indianapolis is quite far for them. Cincinnati's a little bit easier. So,
Adam, you got anything to plug?
No. Coffee and gaming.
Coffee and gaming tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. We're going to be playing Uncharted 3 and with our favorite Aussie friend, David Applegate.
All right.
Yeah. You guys don't go anywhere. When we get off air, I've got something to talk about.
If that doesn't scare you.
Yeah.
We got a family meeting.
You guys have a great night. Take care. We'll see you next week. See you tomorrow. So coffee and gaming, folks. Bye-bye. Take care. Love you.
Bye, y'all.